Hello, my name is Simon Watson. I'm the Maker Lab Specialist at the Central Rappahannock Regional Library's IdeaSpace. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use a drawing tablet in the art software Krita. Drawing tablets are great for not just artists, but also designers as well.
There are smaller black pad tablets available as tech on the go, as well as larger screen-style tablets. What they all have in common is they come with a pressure-sensitive pen, which allows you to mirror art tools in a digital space. Using the pen is as simple as using a pencil. Just push the tip along the tablet, and the tablet will automatically detect how much pressure you're using. It might take some practice to get used to. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use the art software Krita, which you can install for free on your home computers. Unlike other image editing programs which are more menu-driven, Krita has an easy-to-navigate, visually intuitive user interface. Each piece of the interface is referred to as a docker, and each docker serves a specific function. At the top left of your interface, you have file shortcuts. Make a new document, open an existing file, save and undo and redo. To get started, hit the New Document button. This will open a window where you can create a custom document or load from a template. Krita includes custom animation and comic templates, but for now, we're going to start with a blank canvas. Let's hit the Create button. Once you have your first canvas, the user interface will brighten up. The dockers can be rearranged, so your interface might look a bit different than mine. However, the basics will remain the same. Today we'll be covering the toolbox, the brushes, the color selector, the layers, and the overview window. Krita works a little differently than other art software, as it considers all drawing tools a brush. Other art software will have different buttons for ink, paint, pencil, and eraser brushes, while Krita has its own brush docker. The first three brushes in your brush docker are your erasers, circle, square, and kneaded. As a general rule, brushes will function similar to their icon. Here are some of the brushes you'll be using. The soft airbrush, the basic opacity brush, the basic paint brush, the large pencil, the large bristle brush, the charcoal brush, and the ink G pen. At any time, you can adjust the opacity and size of your brush by dragging the opacity and size sliders at the top of your interface. To change the color of your brush, use the color selector. The color selector allows you to easily change your color by clicking and dragging around the ring, and your hue by dragging the point within the triangle. You can also change your color using the sliders below. Your overview window allows you to pan around your canvas and zoom either with the mouse wheel or the slider along the bottom. Be careful drawing too much detail zoomed in, as it might not look as good zoomed out. Layers are arguably the most critical component of digital art, as they allow you to separate elements of your drawing in ways not possible when working with a physical medium. Another good way to think of layers is imagining them as sheets of paper arranged in a digital space. Your canvas will always start with a white background layer. In the layer docker, you have a few basic controls. Create new layer, move layer up, move layer down, duplicate layer, layer properties, delete layer, hide layer. Layers are highly effective at organizing your workflow. For example, you can do a sample sketch on one layer, adjust the transparency, then complete your line art on another layer. Then, just hide your sketch layer and you're left with clean line art. This simple process is a digital equivalent of erasing pencil after inking, but removes the risk of damaging your piece or paper. To the far left of the UI is the toolbox. There are a lot of controls on the toolbox, many of which repeat multiple times but in different shapes. To start with, for example, you have your shape tools, which you may have seen before, and they include the line, circle, and rectangle tools. Further down on your toolbox, you may notice some additional shape tools, which are actually your selection tools. Selection tools work in conjunction with the transform tool, represented on the toolbar as a picture frame. Using a selection tool allows you to effectively grab a piece of your current layer. To easily highlight a section of your drawing, use the Magic Wand Select tool. However, the selection tool really shines when used with the transform tool. With the transform tool selected, you'll notice a box has appeared around your selection, and this box is called a bounding box. The bounding box gives you control over your selection, and with it you can resize your selection by clicking and dragging the squares. Resizing allows you to make quick adjustments to things like proportion. Skew your selection by clicking directly on the bounding box's line. Or rotate your selection by hovering above the corner. You can even use the copy and paste shortcuts to duplicate your selection, which will appear as a new layer on your layered Docker. Other tool options you have with digital art is the ability to create gradients by selecting the gradient tool, and then clicking and dragging across your canvas. You can blend colors of gradients to make custom shades and lighting effects. If you create a color you would like to draw with, use the eyedropper tool to grab a color. Your color wheel will automatically jump to the color of the selected pixel. When you're done with your art, you have the option to save it in the following formats. .kra, Krita's own format. PSD, a Photoshop file which is compatible with most art software. JPEG, a classic image file. PNG, like a JPEG that keeps the transparency data, which you'll need if you're working on a logo or design.
Although the tools in digital art software are easy to understand, it's going to take some time to learn how to effectively use and combine them. That concludes the Drawing Tablet badge. If you have any questions about drawing tablets, feel free to reach out to IdeaSpace or any MakerLab staff member. Have a nice day.